At 78, Sally Field is preparing to close the curtain on a career that has spanned over 6 decades. From the bubbly energy of Gidget to the stirring resilience of Norma Rae, Field's legacy is one of raw emotion, fearless honesty, and timeless relatability. But now, after a prolonged health battle that she has largely kept out of the public eye, Field has quietly announced that she will be stepping away from the industry that shaped her life, and which she helped shape in return. In a personal letter, shared with close friends, longtime collaborators, and eventually the public, Field reflected on her decision to retire, her struggles with health, and her enduring love for her fans. It is a farewell letter not just from a performer, but from a woman who has spent her life navigating fame, family, and the fragility of the human body with dignity and grace. From sunshine to substance, a life in lights Field's career began in the 1960s with light-hearted, sunny roles in shows like Gidget and The Flying Nun. At the time, she was viewed as little more than a charming face, Hollywood's idea of innocence. But Field never accepted the limitations others placed on her. "I knew I was more than just a cute girl on a surfboard," she once said in an interview. "I just needed to prove it to them, and to myself." That proof came with time and persistence. In 1979, her role as a labor organizer in Norma Rae earned her an Academy Award and redefined her career. The iconic image of Field standing on a factory table holding a sign that simply read Union became a symbol not only of her character's courage, but of Field's real-life determination to be seen, to be heard, and to be respected. Private. Pain behind public success. Field's success in the 80s and 90s was undeniable, with celebrated performances in Places in the Heart, Steel Magnolias, and Forrest Gump. Yet behind the accolades, she was enduring private struggles, many of which she revealed years later in her memoir In Pieces. The memoir, a candid and often painful account of her life, detailed experiences of childhood trauma, emotional abuse, and the long process of healing. Her honesty shocked some, but for many, it offered a rare and powerful portrait of survival. That book was therapy, Field later admitted. "I wrote it not to relive the pain, but to reclaim the truth." The diagnosis that changed everything. It was during the book tour for In Pieces that Field first began to experience symptoms that were initially dismissed as stress or exhaustion. Minor back pain, fatigue, and difficulty maintaining her balance eventually led her to consult a specialist. The diagnosis was not something she expected, a progressive form of osteoporosis, one that was more aggressive than what is typical for her age. Though Field had previously spoken publicly about the condition in her early 60s, what followed in her 70s was a worsening of her health that deeply impacted her mobility and daily comfort. "This isn't just about brittle bones," she reportedly said to a close friend. "It's about feeling your body change in ways you never imagined. It's like being evicted from your own house." Field began withdrawing from film offers and red carpet appearances. While she made a few quiet appearances, including a powerful role in the series, Dispatches from Elsewhere in 2020, her focus gradually shifted to her health and family. A letter to her fans in early 2025, Field penned a heartfelt open letter to her fans. In it, she explained her absence and revealed that she would be officially retiring from acting. "I've spent most of my life playing other people," she wrote, "and I've loved every minute of it. But now it's time I focus on playing the one role I've often neglected, myself. This body of mine has carried me through so much. It's given me children, roles, laughter, and pain. And now, it's asking for rest." The letter, written in Field's signature tone, warm, self-deprecating, and wise, quickly went viral, sparking an outpouring of messages from fans, fellow actors, and friends. Family comes first. Field, who has 3 sons, Peter, Eli, and Samuel, has often said that her proudest role has been that of a mother. "My children are my true legacy," she said in a 2016 interview. "They've grounded me. They've reminded me of who I really am." Since stepping back from acting, Field has spent much of her time at her Malibu home, enjoying quiet walks when her body allows, and spending afternoons with her grandchildren. She's content, a close family member shared. "She misses the work, but she knows this time is important. She's spent her life giving to the world. Now she's giving to herself." Hollywood Reacts news of Field's farewell was met with an emotional response across the entertainment world. Stars like Julia Roberts, Tom Hanks, and Steven Spielberg released statements praising Field's legacy and expressing gratitude for her influence. "She was my North Star," Roberts wrote on Instagram, posting a behind-the-scenes photo from Steel Magnolias. Strong, smart, kind, and fearless. Tom Hanks, who played her son in Forrest Gump, shared, "Sally Field could make you laugh and break your heart in the same scene. She brought humanity to every role and to everyone around her." The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences also released a tribute calling Field an icon of integrity, talent, and grace. The weight of saying goodbye Field's decision to retire was not easy. "Acting has been my compass since I was 17, she wrote. "Letting it go feels like losing a limb. But sometimes you have to stop running and simply be still." And yet, she has not ruled out occasional appearances in advocacy roles, particularly around women's health, mental health, and osteoporosis awareness. "I may be leaving the stage," she wrote, "but I'm not leaving the conversation." In fact, there are already talks of her narrating a documentary about aging in America, as well as contributing to a series of short films about life after 70. The strength beneath the softness part of what has always made Sally Field remarkable is her ability to portray strength beneath softness. Whether playing a grieving mother in Steel Magnolias, a wife confronting truth in Lincoln, or a fighter for justice in Norma Rae, she brought nuance to every character. That same duality of gentleness and grit permeates her real life. In her farewell, Field does not ask for sympathy. Instead, she offers gratitude. "To everyone who watched, listened, or believed in me, thank you. I've never taken your love for granted. I carried it with me, into every scene, every set, every line, and now I carry it into this next chapter." The final Beau Sally Field's retirement doesn't feel like a vanishing. It feels like a well-earned rest. Her decision to say goodbye comes not from defeat, but from wisdom. The wisdom to know when to step back and savor what remains. In many ways, she's still teaching us how to live. Through her vulnerability, she's showing us that strength isn't always in the fight. It's also in the letting go. As fans, we may mourn the loss of her presence on our screens, but we celebrate the extraordinary body of work she leaves behind. A career filled with laughter, tears, and truth. A woman who never played it safe, but always played it real. At 78, Sally Field is preparing to close the curtain on a career that has spanned over 6 decades. From the bubbly energy of Gidget to the stirring resilience of Norma Rae, Field's legacy is one of raw emotion, fearless honesty, and timeless relatability. But now, after a prolonged health battle that she has largely kept out of the public eye, Field has quietly announced that she will be stepping away from the industry that shaped her life, and which she helped shape in return. In a personal letter, shared with close friends, longtime collaborators, and eventually the public, Field reflected on her decision to retire, her struggles with health, and her enduring love for her fans. It is a farewell letter not just from a performer, but from a woman who has spent her life navigating fame, family, and the fragility of the human body